Welcome to this week's Swarf and Chips. I've made the journey to Bridgewater in Somerset, the home of M-CNC. These guys have expanded from 1 unit to 5 unit in less than 3 years, but also invested heavily with DMG MORI. This is a great success story in the UK manufacturing at its best with partnerships and collaboration. We're going to take you through that journey. Leigh, great UK manufacturing success story here at M-CNC, but tell us about your journey over the last 3 years here.
It's been one hell of a roller coaster, that's for sure, Mark. We've grown incredibly and it's been one hell of a challenge, but when we've got a great team behind us, it's one of these companies and jobs that I don't set my alarm to get out of bed. I enjoy engineering. UK manufacturing is awesome, and when you've got an MD that's willing to invest in machinery and people and other things to make things work and make it happen without all the bureaucracy of paperwork and justifying yourself. Mark's brief to me was just get out there. I need to diversify because we had too many eggs in one basket. So Mark initially went out to and purchased a 5-axis machine, and that was the start of our journey. And it was a trip over to WeMo. We were considering buying another 5-axis machine, and we came away with buying 7. So, and from that point, when those installations were first installed, the second unit was acquired, word got out, our capabilities increased, and people were genuinely interested to learn about our capabilities and our performance and what we could do. The problem that I had then was I managed to secure some new business, but then our existing customers started to find out, so they were giving us more. So rather than simple 2 or 3 axis turn components, we ended up having more complex parts, more difficult to machine materials. So we moved away from your ferrous materials and we're very heavy into non-ferrous. So your titaniums, your stainless steels, your Inconels, your Hastelloys. It's just been incredible, and I can't believe that 3.5 years has just gone by in the blink of an eye.
We all know that it's challenging times at the moment, but you guys, against the curve, have invested in 4 more machines with DMG MORI. What does that allow you to offer to the marketplace, Leigh?
Diversification. We're not necessarily restricted to one market or one sector. As a result of the different kinds of machines that we've got, whether it's a mill turn with 11 axes or a simple 3-axis vertical machining center, it enables us to approach much more varied markets. So we're very successful in the defense market at the moment. We're very successful, although it has dried up due to the current times in the aerospace sector, unfortunately, like a lot of other people. We're very heavy into, and I have to be careful what I say, but certain high-end motorsport vehicle manufacturers. We have been involved in a lot of rapid prototyping of engine components and drivetrain components.
Well, yeah, very much the automotive sector is obviously changing there, and obviously you're adapting with that. But when I look at some of your components to some of your complex pragmatic parts, I mean, they're fantastic. But when I look at some of the very simple products, you're quite happy to do both, aren't you, here?
Yes, and exactly. We can do anything from a 20mm diameter washer all the way through to a very sexy gearbox case or an engine cowling or whatever it might be. Exotic boys' toys that we also manufacture here, from jet-powered surfboards to UAV components. It's the flexibility and the diversification is just our niche. And what we're very good at is we encourage our team to be the best they can be at all times. So even if you are making a washer, you make the best washer you can make. You make the best gearbox you can make. You make the best shaft you can make. be the best you can be at all times.
And I suppose without DMG Mori's help, you know, they give you a superb finance package. You're now into automation. You're embracing digitization, and the service and backup. You know, how does that compare?
Well, I think it's quite evident that if the backup and the service wasn't there, would we be investing again with DMG Mori? What I like about them is their support, their backup, and the fact that Robbie is a fantastic guy. Any issues, any problems, we work together. So we collaborate effectively. So if there's something new comes on the market and I've got a project, I can call Robbie in and say, hey, what do you think would be the best process for this? If I'm looking at a high volume, something or other, Robbie again will come in and suggest an automation, which is what led us to buy a 10 pallet pool for our first DMU 50. And as a consequence, that's why we've got a second.
So the last 3 years have certainly been very bright. Obviously, we're going through challenging situations, let's say, but you continue investing. You're investing in people. I know you haven't got a crystal ball, but what do you think the future holds for M-CNC?
If I'm being brutally honest with myself and the company, the next 6 to 8 weeks I think are going to be quite tough. We were busy throughout, and we were lucky enough not to furlough any of our staff, apart from 1 or 2 individuals that had to self-isolate for their medical reasons. I think the next 6-8 weeks is going to be tough, but it's definitely not doom and gloom out there. We are involved in some very high-end projects at the moment, and yeah, I can't wait to the beginning of the new year, invite you guys back and show you what we can do and what we are capable of.
Ewan, it's a great success story here at M-CNC, but it's not just about investment, it's also people, and you've recently joined as an apprentice. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
So basically started 3 years ago. I'm on my last year now, so qualified in about March or so. Yeah, I started kind of not knowing anything about engineering. Came here, you know, they wanted a bit of a back to basics approach, kind of building me up, you know, basics of engineering itself, how to do the job, and then slowly moving me in towards the bigger machines. And yeah.
Well, that's quite interesting, isn't it? Because you know, obviously not having an opportunity maybe to go to college, these guys have actually given you a massive chance here. But when we're talking about this part that you're making behind us now, recently you guys have taken delivery of this CLX. You know, what are the changes to the part based on this machine now?
So basically, before we did this job on other machines, we could only do certain features on it due to lack of capabilities. But now that we have this, we've got a new tool that basically shortens the operations. We would have 1 turning op and then 1 milling op to add some holes, whereas now it is 1 op complete, saving the whole setup of another machine and 1 op complete.
Well, it makes it very cost effective, obviously. And finally, when you look at this latest machine and the software that you're working with, you know, tell me a little bit about your thoughts and how good this machine really is.
It's brilliant, really. Compared to some of the other stuff I've worked on in here, it's a lot quicker. It's pretty simple to use. You can go from kind of knowing basic line by line coding, and you put it into that. It's the first type of machine that we've got in here with this control. I'm loving it.
Well,
it's completely different. Yeah.
As I say, that must be a great thing to actually work on a machine like this. But you know, for 3 years to get onto this machine, you've done very well.
Yeah, I'm happy with how I've progressed, and I'd say it's one of the only ones in here like it.
Robbie, it's been a great story from M-CNC over the years, you know, going from 1 unit to 5 units, 12 DMG Mori machines. But from your perspective, tell me a little bit about the journey that you've been through over the last sort of 3 years with them.
Obviously, from a capacity perspective, I mean, it's quite self-explanatory. We've covered lots of different types of machines, doing lots of different sort of complexities of work. Yeah, I mean, we work very, very closely with M-CNC from applications, engineering, service. So we've got a great sort of collaboration, connection, and Yeah.
I mean, that's quite interesting, because looking at the size of components that they can actually make now, it's very diverse, isn't it? And the materials that they can actually use on the machines, it does give them a lot more opportunity to win different work, doesn't it?
Yeah, the way that they've sort of configured their capacity list, they've allowed themselves to really go out and sort of win work across the board: aerospace, defence, medical. It doesn't matter where it's from, really, within reason, the size as well. These guys are geared up to basically pull in work from lots of different industries and lots of different complexities of work.
And also looking at your new offerings from DMG MORI worldwide, but for the UK market, they're embracing some of those, like, the finance package, obviously the service package, digitalisation as well, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah, digitalisation. I mean, every machine in here is connected to their network. Every machine in here will have the new net service package. They use My DMG MORI to go on, check their machines, check the history of the machines, and also log any issues that they've got. Go straight into our server, straight to Coventry or to Germany or Japan, and we can basically resolve service-related issues much quicker than sending an engineer to site, diagnose. It's just a much more efficient and productive use of theirs and our time.
And also, out of those new offerings, they've embraced automation with the PH150 system that I believe is a 10 pallet. So yet again, they are using your full potential of new products.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think global industry, manufacturing industry, especially UK manufacturing, is adopting automation, whether it's just a simple bar feed and parts catcher through to multi-pallet, or even a all singing, all dancing cell, that the parts handled all the way through to packaging. So that includes marking it, cleaning it, everything, and it's all supplied by DMG MORI. So we really can pull in everything from finance, the actual technology, the actual machine tool, the service, applications, all of it comes in as a well-rounded package that we can support UK manufacturing and global manufacturing to maximise on their productivity and efficiency.
And I think finally, when you look at the way the world is, with COVID-19, I mean, this is a great example of a company future-proofing themselves and investing, not necessarily at the right time, but for the future.
But yeah, these guys are getting ready, and hopefully we'll start to see the back end of this year as we move out, work picks back up, and demand for aerospace picks back up. These guys are ready to move, and as we spoke about earlier, with the space they've got, they're ready to invest, depending on what new work they get in as well. So they're a very, very reactive company to new work, old existing work as well.
And I suppose this is a really good case study for you to show other companies around the UK how important it is about investment, automation, digitalisation, finance and service.
Exactly, yeah.
It's been an incredible journey here at M-CNC in Bridgwater. Not only are they investing at the highest end with DMG MORI, they've invested in people here and they continue to do so. So if you're looking to outsource parts from a very small part like this and possibly basic to high precision products like you see here, speak to M-CNC.